Hello, little cute stars. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So, students, I'm your science educator, and I'm again here with a new chapter and a new concept. Today, we are going to learn about soil and its type. So, let's get started. But before starting this chapter, have a look on your learning objectives. First, we have to learn about how our soil form. So, formation of soil, next layers of soil, living things in the soil, and types of soil. So what are the types of soil we have? Gravel, sand, clay and loam. So all of you, are you excited? Let's move into this chapter. We know that water and air are absolutely necessary for life. We are now going to learn how important the soil for us. The earth's surface is covered with soil except in places where there are naked rocks and sheets of water on the surface water body. So what we understand here that soil is very important for us just because of that, because soil plays an important role in crop formation, right? And if we don't have food, so how can we live? And crops and food cannot be generated without the soil. So this is the importance of your soil. Next, we understand that soil is everywhere rather than your naked mountains and where you have the sheets of water. So let's move into now formation of soil. So now we are going to learn about the formation of soil. What we understand with this, thousands of years age, the earth crust was composed of large layers of earth. So now we are going to learn about the formation of soil. Thousands of years age, the earth's crust was composed of large layers of rocks. These rocks were heated by the sun and cooled by rain. Severe heat, severe heat and extreme cold, rain, running water, strong winds, burrowing animals, and plants' roots cause the rocks to crack and break. This process of breaking continued for a long time. The fast-flowing water in the rivers eroded the rocks on their slopes, and strong winds transformed them into sands, pebbles, and gravel. These materials mixed with the remains of dead plants and animals, eventually forming the mixture we now call soil. So what we understand here, that soil, how this soil form. Basically, this soil for a long time period, what happened that thousands of years, the earth crust was composed of large layers of rocks, and these rocks were heated by the sun and cooled by the rain. When this process is happening again and again, so what will happen? These rocks will break down into small pieces. After this, we have burrowing of animals, plant roots, and strong winds which help to move these rock pieces from one place to another place, and this will convert it into small and very fine particles of the rock that will further convert it into as the soil, as the name, as we all know now. So these materials mixed with the remains of dead plants and animals, eventually forming the mixture we now call soil. Means in this process, not only the rocks participated, right? Because right, rocks will convert it into finely please that will be further converted into soil. But what happened here? That this material, these dead plants and animals will further help us in the formation of the soil, and it is also in the combination of soil we have. So is it clear? So the basically what we understand here with the long process of the wind, the strong wind, the water movement, the boring of plants and animals will help us to form this soil. Next, layers of horizons of the soil. As we name the suggest, the layers. One, then second, then third, then that. So this is the layer of soils we have. So let's understand this. Soil is made of layers of different colors. As you see, you have seen different types of colors: dark brown, light brown, and slightly pale yellow. So these are the types of soil we have, and the first look we distinguish between this soil with the help of these colors, right? Okay, this is dark brown, this is pale yellow, this is light brown. So it will help us to see the different types of soil. Dig deep pit in your garden and note the structure of different layers. So what you have to do, you have to dig your garden, and while you're doing that now, then you are able to see the different colors of soil. The top soil is darker in color due to the presence of dead and decaying plants. So what we understand, the top soil which is on top, it is dark. And why this is dark? Just because of that, because in this we have dead and decaying plants and animals known as humus. It contains a high concentration of humus. This layer of soil This layer of soil supports plants growth with roots spreading well and anchoring firmly. It loose and airy texture. Beneath the topsoil, there is a layer of subsoil which is typically lighter in color. So first we have topsoil which is darker in color. Okay, why this is darker? Just because of the decaying of animals and plants and the presence of humus, basically that is why it is dark in color. The next layer we have beneath the topsoil, that is your subsoil, and this is as compared to topsoil light in color. Okay, and this is very loose and airy texture. So what we understand here, that first we have the topsoil, and the topsoil is darker in color just because of the presence of humus. The next layer we have, that is referred as your subsoil, so which is typically lighter in color. Okay, it is comprises a mixture of sand and clay and can appear either red or gray. So what we understand here, that is the next layer we have beneath the topsoil, that is referred as. So what we understand here, that first we have topsoil, and beneath that we have second layer, that is referred as your subsoil. This subsoil is lighter in color, and basically it is a combination of clay and the sand, and basically the color of this subsoil will be classified into red or gray. So it could be both of them. Okay, next, the soil particles in this layer are significantly larger than those in the topsoil. So now when we move forward, so we have the big pieces of soil, okay, the large pieces significantly as compared to topsoil. Additionally, it contains a higher proportion of sand compared to the topsoil. Unlike the topsoil, this layer is not loose and airy. Means in topsoil we have loose and airy mixture of your soil, but in in your subsoil there is no presence of any airiness, any moisture. Here we have the larger pieces as compared to topsoil, as you seen in the figure as well. So what you observe here, that here we have the rocks as well, small. Okay, and as compared to the topsoil, this is lighter in color. Next, just below the subsoil, there is a layer of stones and rocks. So next we are move forward to our third layer, in which we see that here we have rocks and stones. In the upper part known as the parent rock, the stones and rocks are typically smaller, while in the lower portion called the bedrock, they tend to be larger. So the last line, the last layer we have, that is referred as bedrock, or in this we have what we have in this. In this we have larger pieces, okay, larger pieces of rock as compared to subsoil. And as the figure you have the layers of soil, so what you observe, that your third layer is lighter in color as compared to first your top and your second your subsoil. Okay, I hope so students, you understood about the layers of the soil and what are the things we present in this and what are the different colors we have in three layers of the soil. Now we have moved forward to the next point, living things in the soil. As we already learnt about the living things, that all those things which need growth in their life, which need air to breathe, which need water to drink, those are referred as your living organisms. Now we have living organism in soil as well. So don't be confused, कि ma'am, how is it possible? We are also human beings and we cannot live in the soil. But some insects, some small living organisms are there. Let's read about that. So apart from plants, many other living forms are found in the soil. There are plenty of bacteria and other small animals such as ants, white ants, centipedes, millipedes, scorpions, earthworms, flatworms, and roundworms. Rats, moles, and rabbits make holes or burrows in the soil and live in them. So what we understand here, that human beings are not able to live in the soil, but other living organisms. Rather than plants, we have rabbits, we have earthworms, flatworms, and ants, white ants. This is very generous that you've seen a lot of ant holes in soil when you move forward to your park, your society park, or anywhere. Okay, so it is clear. Now we move forward. Now soils are not all the same. What we understand here, that soils are not all the same. We have different types of soil, as we discussed in further concept about the layers of soil. What we hear, what we understand there, that we have different colors and different texture as well. So how is it possible that all kind of soils are same? So let's read about it. Each rock produces its own type of rock. That is why soil differs in color and particle size. Some soils are loud brown and some are dark brown. In some places the soil is black, in some other places it is red. So soil also differ in size of particles and the amount of humus present in them. So what we understand here, this has happened just because of that, because each type of soil is formed with different types of rock. That is why their size, their color is differ from each other. And it could be light brown, it could be dark brown, it could be red, it could be black as well. So it's already also, it is all it is understand what we understand here, that it is possible that we have different types of rocks, and with the help of different types of rocks we can form, not we can, the process we have for the formation of soil, it will be result into different types of soil as well, in which we have different texture, different size of particles, different color, and the amount of humus is also different in each and every type of soil we have. So now we move forward. So now we are going to learn about the types of soil. On the basis of size of the particles and amount of the humus present in them, soils are of four main kinds. So we basically classified our soil on the two main things. The first, the amount we have, the amount of humus present in the soil, and the second, which type of rocks is helped to form that particular soil. So this is basically two things. So in this, what we understand here, that we basically classify our soil, types of soil, on the two main kinds, on the two main key points, that is your particle of size, and the second, the amount of humus present in that. Okay, so this is the main points. On the basis we classified our soil into further groups. Gravel is a mixture of loose pieces of rocks and particles of sand and clay. So in gravel we have loose pieces of rocks and particles. We have small particles of sand and clay. So there is a gravel which is a combination of sand and clay, and we can say that it have a loose pieces of rock piece. About 30% of gravel consists of pieces of about 30% of gravel consists of pieces of rocks that are larger than sand. So in this we have 30% rocks which is larger in size as compared to sand. They measure about 2 mm across. Gravel grains cannot hold any water between them. They hold a lot of air. Gravel is used to build roads. Mixed with cement or tar, it is used to make paved surface. Concrete is made by mixing gravel, sand, water and cement. So what we understand here, this gravel cannot absorb water, but it could absorb air as much it could be. And how this, what is the application of gravel in our day-to-day life? We are using gravel to form road, but we cannot use it singly. We have to mix something with it. So what we mix with it? So we mix cement or tar to make our road. And the other things, first the common word we see in our construction, the concrete. Concrete is made with the help of gravel, with the help of sand, with the help of water, with the help of cement. So this is the combination. Then we form a concrete, and further construction will lead forward. So this is the process we understand about the gravel. The next type of soil we have, that is your sand. So in sand, what we understand here, sand has particles smaller than gravel. So first point is the size particles of the sand is basically smaller as compared to gravel. They measure from 0.06 mm to 2 mm, and the particle size of the gravel is equal to 2 mm, and we are in this category. In sand we are lie between this category. It could be 0.06, it could be 0.08, and it could be 2 mm also. So sand is gray or brown in color. So what are the colors texture we have? Brown and gray. It is found in deserts, sea beaches, and at the bottom of the sea and many lakes. It is basically found in the beneath of the lakes. Sand cannot hold water, but it can hold more air. And we all, that as the same gravel cannot hold water, similarly sand also cannot hold water. It can hold only air. Now sandy soil. When properly watered, is useful for some cucumbers and gourds grow well in sandy soil. Their roots need a lot of air. Sand and gravel are mixed with cement to make concrete. Sand is also used to make glass. So what we understand here, we can use sand with the by combining other soils into it, and this has happened just because of the cucumber and the gourds we have. And what we understand here, the sand is a one of the main and one of the important ingredient to make concrete. Okay, now we move forward. The next type of soil we have, that is your clay. Clay has very fine particles. So this is very fine particles we have in clay. These particles are so small that we can hardly see them with the naked eyes. Clay can hold a lot of water but little air. Wet, very little air. Clay soils is used for making toys, bricks, tiles, pottery and other similar articles. So what we understand here, that clay you have the size, particle size is very smaller. We cannot see it without help of microscope. We cannot see it with our naked eyes. And what we see, that clay soils have a very good efficiency to hold water, to absorb water. but it could only hold very little amount of air. Next we have, or what are the uses we have of clay soil? We can make toys, we can make tiles, pottery, etc. and etc. Now clay soil is ideal for paddy. So what are the uses? So now what we understand here, that what are the uses we have for this clay. So clay is used for the formation for the crop of rice cultivation, as its roots need to be in water and clay soil retains water. Vegetables like chilies and tomatoes grow well in the soil. It is used for making toys, pots and tiles. So toys, pots and tiles, we already discussed the application related to the clay. But what we understand here, this type of clay is useful for the rice cultivation, for the tomato cultivation and for the vegetables, chilies also. Okay, so now we move forward, and the last we have loam. Loam is mainly a mixture of sand, silt and loam is a mainly a mixture of sand, silt and clay. So loam basically what? Loam is equal to the mixture of sand, silt and clay. It is also has humus in good amount, and loam is considered the best soil. It can hold enough water and air for plants. Humus makes the loamy soil fertile. Vegetable, fruits, turmeric and sugarcane grow well in loamy soil. They need lots of minerals which humus can supply. So what we understand here, that loam, it's not a single soil we have in loam. When we say loam, so it is a combination of clay, of sand and silt. Okay, and that is why, because it is a combination of these three, so it have the abilities of these three, the qualities of these three, that it can hold water and it has a good amount of air as well, which is needed by the plant for a good and great cultivation for the crop. That is clear. And just because of that, it is a combination of three soils, it has very good amount of humus, which further provide minerals to our crop as well. So this is considered as one of the best soil for the crop and cultivation. And what we understand here, that vegetable, fruits, turmeric, sugar canes are grow well in your loam. So students, this is the end of your chapter. I hope so you understood the formation of soil, what are the types of soil and how can we classify our soil in different types. Now I'm going to meet you in your next chapter. Till that, bye bye. Have a good day.